CBSE Class 10 Math Sample Question Paper, Standard Version, Year 2020, 2-mark question 25. This question had an internal choice. Both the alternatives appeared from probability. We have solutions to both the alternatives in this video. Let's get started with the first alternative. Jayanti throws a pair of dice and records a product of the numbers appearing on the dice. She's throwing 2 dice, checking out the numbers that appear on the 2 dice. She's computing the product and noting it down. Pihu throws 1 die and records the squares of the numbers that appears on it. Pihu has got only 1 die. She's throwing that, finding the number, squaring it and noting it down. Who has the better chance of getting the number 36? Justified. All we are going to check out is the probability that Jayanti gets a 36 in the way that she is throwing the dice. And we're going to find out the probability that Pihu will land up with a 36 when she throws a die and squares a number on it. Whoever has got a greater probability has a better chance of seeing that number 36. Let's get moving. Let's compute the probability for Jayanti. Probability for either Jayanti or Pihu is computed as follows. The numerator is the number of favorable outcomes. Denominator is the total number of outcomes. Jayanti is throwing a pair of dice. So total number of outcomes is going to be equal to 6 times 6, which is equal to 36. So denominator is done. Favorable outcomes. When will the product be equal to 36? She's throwing 2 dice. Let's say the numbers that appear are n1, n2. The product n1 times n2 should be equal to a 36. We know when a die is thrown, the numbers that we'll see are 1 to 6. The product is going to be 36 when n1 is a 6 and n2 is also a 6. There is no other possibility in which you're going to get a 36. So there is only one outcome when both the dice end up showing a 6, which is when she is going to get a product of 36. So what's the probability that Jayanti will get a 36? That's going to be 1, the favorable number of outcomes, divided by 36, the total number of outcomes. 1 upon 36 is the answer for Jayanti. Quickly summarize it in a printed form. Total number of outcomes when a pair of dice is thrown is 36. Favorable outcomes is when both the dice end up with a 6. Required probability is 1 upon 36. Let's run through the same exercise for Pihu. Pihu is throwing only 1 die. The total number of outcomes when a die is thrown is equal to 6. Let's say the number that she sees is an x. She's squaring x and she should get a 36. What square is going to give us a 36? 6 square is going to give us a 36. So if she ends up with a 6, which is when the square of the number that she gets is going to be a 36. In how many outcomes will she get a 6 when a die is thrown? She is going to get a 6 in only one outcome. So number of favorable outcomes is 1. Total number of outcomes is 6. Required probability for Pihu is equal to 1 by 6. So for Pihu, the probability is 1 by 6. For Jayanti, we computed the probability to be equal to 1 upon 36. 1 upon 6 is obviously greater than 1 upon 36. So Pihu has a greater chance of getting a 36. So move on to the second alternative. An integer is chosen between 70 and 100. Between, keep this in mind, will not include 70, will not include 100. Start from 71, will go all the way up to 99. We need to compute that the integer chosen is a prime number. What's the probability of that? What's the probability that it is divisible by 7? Quickly run through it. Each part will give you 1 mark. The sample space, the numbers, the total number of possibilities is all the integers from 71 all the way up to 99. How many of those are there? 71 to 99 is a total of 29 integers. It's not 30, it's not 31, it's 29. So denominator is 29. Let's list down all the prime numbers between 70 and 100. These are all the prime numbers: 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. So n of a, the number of prime numbers between 70 and 100 is equal to 6. Required probability is n of a upon n of s, which is equal to 6 upon 29. Part 1 done, you'll get 1 mark for this. Let's move on to the second part. We're going to compute the probability that the number is divisible by 7. The sample space remains the same at 29, no change there. Numbers divisible by 7 from between 70 and 100 does not include a 70, does not include a 100. Those are 77, 84, 91, 98. So n of b, the number of such favorable numbers, is equal to 4. So required probability is equal to 4 upon 29. Before you leave, do 2 things. Sign up at online.maxtute.com for CBSE online coaching for class 10 maths. Takes less than 5 minutes in all of 3 steps to get started. And do one more thing. Subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/maxtute, and spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.